All right, today, boys and girls, we're going to be working with fractions again. We're going to practice shading in and writing some proper fractions and some improper fractions and showing how those improper fractions can be made into a mixed number. And we're also going to see that how those fractions look on a number line. So let's go ahead and get learning. Notice that I did the very first one for you. It says to shade in 5 halves and write the mixed number. So you can see that what I did was I shaded in or colored in right here 1/2 and 1/2, which created my 1 whole because it was 2 halves. The whole thing was colored in. Then I have 1/2 and 1/2, which created the second whole. And then I had 1/2 again, because if you notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halves, and that's exactly what I have up here. So in total, this gave me 1 whole, 2 wholes, and 1/2. So I changed this into a mixed number and I wrote it right there. Let's look at this one. It says to shade in 9/7 and write the mixed number. So to shade in, I'm just gonna use this. This is gonna be 1. We need to do 9 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I did 9/7. Now this is an improper fraction because when I see 9/7, I realize that the top number, the numerator, is larger than the denominator. So I realize that 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7, 7/7. At 7/7, this became 1 whole. So I actually have 1 whole, and then I have 2 out of the 7 shaded in. So I have 1 whole and 2 out of the 7 shaded in. That makes my mixed number 1 and 2/7. So when I see the improper fraction 9/7, it changes to the mixed number 1 whole and 2/7. Let's look at this one. It says to shade in 11/5 and write the mixed number. So I can see that I have 1/5 here, I have 1/5 here, I have 1/5 here, I have 1/5 here, and I have 1/5 here. So there are 5 parts right there. All right, and of those 5 parts, I want to shade in 11 of them. So if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can go over to the next one. So this makes 1 whole, right? Because I just did 5/5. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh, I've just done another 5/5, which equals a whole. Let's see, that was 10, and one more makes 11. So that means I've got 1/5 here. All right, this means I have 1 whole shaded in, 2 wholes shaded in, and 1/5. So my mixed number is 2 wholes and 1/5. This one says to shade 8/3 and write the mixed number. So I see that my denominator is a 3, and it's because this is 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, because there are 3 parts. So if I need to do 8 of those, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's 8/3. So I went back and I'm looking and I'm saying, well, this is 3/3, so that's 1 whole. This I filled 3 out of 3, so that makes 1 whole. Here I have 2/3 shaded in. So I did 8 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I did that, I ended up with 1 whole, 2 wholes, and 2/3. So I have 2 wholes and 2/3. That means the same thing as the improper fraction, 8/3. Let's look at this one. It says to shade in 10/6 and write the mixed number. So I've got the 1/6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. So this makes 6, 6, and I need to do 10 of them. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 6 makes 1. And let's see, that's 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is out of those 6, I did 4 of them. So that means that I have 1 whole and 4, 6. So 1 whole and 4, 6. See, this 4, 6 means that I have a part of a whole. I don't have the whole thing. I have a part of the whole thing. And that's why it is equal to 10 6. Let's look at the next one. The next one says to shade 13 fourths. So if you notice, I've got my fraction in fourths. There's 1 fourth, 2 fourths, 3 fourths, and 4 fourths. So I've got 4 inside here, and I need to do 13 of them. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 13 fourths. So right here, I had 1 whole. Right here, I have 1 whole. I have 4 fourths and 4 fourths. Right here, I have 1 whole. And now I only have 1 out of the 4 that's shaded in. So if I go back and I circle my 1 whole, 2 holes, 3 holes, and a fourth. 3 holes and 1 fourth is the mixed number that equals 13 fourths. Now on this one, I've already shaded in everything. And now what I'm asking you to do is I am asking you to actually tell me the numbers. So what is the mixed number? Remember, a mixed number means we're going to put all the holes together and then what's left over. So I can see right here, I have 3 parts. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. Oops. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 thirds. Well, also what I have, and that's my improper fraction. So 7 thirds is my improper fraction. Now what I also have is I also have 1 whole. I have 1 whole, and then I only had 1/3 left over here. So my mixed number is 2 holes, because I have to add my whole hole together, 2 holes and 1/3. And my improper fraction is 7 thirds. Let's take a look at this one. All right, I have to write the mixed number. So first I've got to figure out how many parts it's in. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this is in 5 parts. So that means this is 1/5. This is 1/5. 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. All right, so I know that I have all 5 of these. 5/5 equal 1. This is 5/5 equal 1. Now over here, I only have 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. So that means I have 3/5 right here. Now, do you notice I don't have anything here? Sometimes you're going to have fractions, and if nothing's colored in, we just ignore that part. So I am just ignoring that that's even there. I did that actually to trick you a little bit. All right, so now I have to go back and decide how many is my mixed number. So I've got 1 whole, 2 holes, and 3/5. So I have 2 holes and 3/5. That's my mixed number. Now for my improper fraction, I have to count all my fifths. So I had 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This means I have 13 fifths. That is my improper fraction. All right, now I'm going to make a little connection to a number line. So notice it says to write in the fraction for each box. Notice over here that I need to find how many parts there are to start with. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I like to do sometimes is, because I had 6 parts, that means that's the whole thing. 5, 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 1, 6. Okay, what this shows me is there are 6 parts, right? 6 out of 6, that's the whole thing. So how many parts there are? There's 6. All right, now I am going to go down and I'm going to look at a number line, because a number line is done very, very similar to a regular fraction. So notice I have 0 here, but right here, this space right here is actually a fraction of the line. It's a part of the line. So I have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts, and 6 parts. All right, so that means that this 1 right here, this becomes my 6 sixths. Okay, this becomes 5 6. This becomes 4 6. This becomes 3 6. This becomes 2 6. And this becomes 1 6. So you can notice that I have something that is equivalent to 1 whole, but it's actually divided into parts. So is this greater or less than 1 whole? So I guess if I have got 1 whole right here, then it is going to be probably equal to a whole, right? So I guess I don't have that as a choice. It's actually equal to a whole. Okay. All right, now we're going to write in the fraction for each box. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, what is the fraction for this one? This is what we'll do today. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to count my parts, because I need to figure out how many parts I have on this line. Okay, so here is 1 part, right? So I could actually do, here's 1 part. This is the second part. I can put a 2 there. This is the third part. And this is the fourth part. So I have it into 4 parts. I know if it's the whole thing, I've got 4 parts. 4/4 is 1 whole. This is 3/4. This is 2/4, and this is 1/4. So if I'm looking back and I want to know how many parts there were 4 parts. So is this greater or less than 1 whole? Well, if I'm looking at my star, if I'm looking at the star, it is 2/4. Well, that is less than 1 whole, because 1 whole would be 4/4. So if I'm looking specifically at this spot right here, I would have to say that that is less than 1 whole. All right, we're going to write the fraction for these. First thing I want you to notice is that I've got a 1 right here. Do you see that? And I've got a 2 right here. So this is going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at my 1. Oh, actually, I'm going to go from here, from my 0 over, I have 1 part. From here to here, I have 2 parts. From here to here, I have 3 parts. From here to here, I have 4 parts. Now I know that 4/4 make 1 whole. So I go backwards and I say 3/4. And this is 2/4. And this is 1/4. Now, this next line that I have actually gets to be something kind of cool. This is also going to be 1/4, but it's something different. It is actually 1 and 1/4, because we've already been past the 1. Here we have 2/4, because what comes after 1/4 is 2/4, and a fraction always has equal parts. So if we start out with 4 parts, we're going to end with 4 parts. But now I have 1 and 2/4. Here I have another 4th, so that would make 3/4. All right, but it's 1 and 3/4. And then here I have 4/4, but guess what? At this point it becomes a whole. So that's why this one turns into 2, because this was 1 whole and now we've got another whole. So now we're at 2. So I am in 4 parts. My line has been divided into 4 parts. Is this greater or less than a whole? It's actually greater than a whole, because we've got 2 wholes right now.